welcome to Vibrationality. I'm Leticia. Let's talk about raising our vibe today. I wanted to talk about the importance of cleansing and why we cleansing. I have a lot of cleansing videos on here, and I wanted to just have a video talking about why it's important to cleanse and what to do after we cleanse. How do we maintain that? So today, talking about why do we cleanse. The reason that we cleanse is because we want to clean out all of the chemicals, the toxins, free radicals, your heavy metals, parasites, all these things that are the root cause of our disease and lack of health and vitality. We're going to accumulate all these things through our whole entire life. And actually, a lot of things can also be passed down from us generationally, and you can have a weakness or susceptibility to a certain thing because it's been passed down to you. They do know that heavy metals, especially mercury, does get passed down from generation to generation. And so these things can either be given to you and you can automatically have a weakness in your DNA to it, but then also added on top is our lifestyles and things that you might not know are attributing and accumulating up into your body and building up and causing you to be sick. So we want to cleanse at least once a year to get rid of all of these chemicals and the toxins, the free radicals that are aging us and making us sick. The heavy metals are huge, and the parasites and the viruses and bacteria are actually one of our main sources. We have an overload in our system of all these viruses and bacteria that we pick up everywhere, and they just accumulate and keep building up in our system. So the reason that we cleanse is to get rid of all that, and that's really, really, really important. So there are things that we can't avoid. Like you're going to accumulate all these things from your air, the air around you, and there's so much that we can do. You know, we can put in air filters and filter our homes and things like that, but there is only so much you can do with the air outside and where you live and things like that. So we accumulate all these things from our air, our food, our water, the products that we use on a daily basis, all of our regimens, skin regimens and things that we do every day. It's also things that you cook with and just the normal lifestyle that you use. That's where you're going to accumulate all these things. So some of them you can have a chance in making a difference and choosing something different, and some things you can't avoid. And so doing a cleanse just to maintain every year, even if you're perfect on the other side and you've cut out everything to add that into your body, like not eating out of a can, and you've switched out your cookware, and you wash your vegetables really, really well, and you don't eat meat so you're not getting the parasites that way, or you have really good air filters, you've got really good water filters on your house, all these things, like that's great, but there's still things you can't avoid. And so just doing a cleanse is a good way to maintain. Even if you kind of at your optimal health, it's really good. Cleansing is a way to simply maintain that. Also maintaining is fasting. So adding in fasting into your lifestyle, whether it's intermittent fasting or fasting one day a week, or doing certain systems where you eat one meal a day and then you drink and the rest of the day. So there's lots of different ways to do your fasting, but fasting actually regenerates the cells, regenerates the body. It gives your body a break in the daily stuff of digesting and everything like that to work on other things. So fasting is a great thing to add into maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The cleansing and then drinking enough water. You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces every single day. So making sure that you're drinking enough and hydrating enough is huge because we are more than 70% water. So that's a great thing that's the reason that we cleanse, and to get rid of all these terrible things that are making us sick. So where do you start? Where do you think you should start with the cleanse, and which one should you choose? Because I believe and teach in system breakdowns of cleanses. I don't teach an overall cleanse of just one time overall body, because there's two reasons that I believe that. Is one, if you've never cleansed before and you do an all body cleanse, you might shock your system, and people have gotten adverse side effects because of that. So it might be too much for your system. The second is that I like being able to break them down so that you can target a specific area in your body that you're wanting to cleanse or that you need the most help on. So I have several different cleanses that I've broken them down. You've got a virus and bacteria one, you've got your heavy metal cleanse, you've got your bowel cleanse, liver cleanse, and gallbladder cleanse, and then your kidney. See, these are all different systems, and there's a reason why you're going to want to do each one. If you're having more autoimmune problems and parasites, things like that, you're going to want to start with the virus and the bacteria cleanse. You're going to clean out the overload in your system of the viruses and bacteria, and mostly those are the root cause of a lot of stuff. So you're going to want to start with that one. If you're having more brain problems like memory or headaches, things like that that have to do with the head and the brain, or having seizures, things like that, you're going to want to start with a heavy metal cleanse. If you're having problems with constipation, IBS, not consistent bowel movements, technically you're kind of supposed to go by the rule of thumb of if you eat 3 times a day, you should be going 3 times a day. So if you're kind of not in a consistent that way, you're going to want to start with a bowel cleanse. And then you're going to want to work your way up into your system. So the liver cleanse is like really thick blood, parasites as well. You want to be able to cleanse the blood and clean out old fats and proteins, especially if you have cholesterol, things like that. You're going to want to hit a liver cleanse. But you don't want to hit a liver cleanse unless you know you're good on your bowel system, because your liver is going to flush to the gut and then the gut out. So if you are constipated and you're not going every day and you flush the liver to the gut, those are all that toxins and everything are going to sit in your bowels, and it will make you even more sick. So it's good to work your way up into systems so that each system is working properly. With your liver comes your gallbladder, because they sit right next to each other. If you have gallbladder attacks and have issues and things like that, you're going to want to do a gallbladder cleanse. It's only about 24 hours right after you do a liver cleanse. So, and then you have your kidney and your bladder system, which is separate from all that. So you can do a kidney and bladder system or cleanse whenever you need to. But if you're having more of the kidney stones, urinary infections, things like that, you're going to want to hit a kidney and urinary tract cleanse. So those are all things that it's good that it's broken down and you can target what you want. But if you don't, if you don't know what you want or what you need, then I would always start with a virus and bacteria cleanse and then work your way up. Every change of the seasons or once a year you work on one, and the next year you work on another. So those are some great ideas of where you know you need to start. Do know that when you start with cleansing, especially if you've never done one before, you are going to feel your energy drop down, but just know that you're going to get used to it. You also might run into something called a healing crisis. So a healing crisis is when you're doing a cleanse and you're pulling up that virus, that bacteria, and you're pulling that out of your system. You might get more sick. So you're going to get more sick because you're pulling that out, or you're pulling the heavy metals out. You're doing things like that, so you might get more sick. So don't freak out. That is a normal thing. You don't want to stop. You want to keep going. That is the most important thing. Keep going, because you're pulling it out and you're getting there and you want to flush it out. So don't stop in the middle of it after you've pulled it out. So just keep going. If it's too much for you and you're feeling really, really sick, back off on your supplements or back off on what you're doing just a little bit, but just keep going. So if you're having a really bad healing crisis, back off a little, but just keep going, and just go slower. But eventually finish it so that it can flush out, and then you've done the work that your body needed you to do. So after a cleanse, the things that, there's 3 things that I recommend, just 3. After a cleanse, to maintain all of your hard work and everything of getting your body cleaned out, you don't want to revert back to that and go right back to your lifestyle that you were before, your eating or however you were living before, to put back in those heavy metals or put back or expose yourself to the parasites. You don't want to go back. That's a waste of your time. So after a cleanse, there's 3 things. So I would take an enzyme. An enzyme is really, really important to break down the food, the protein, the fat, and be able to get the digestion flowing and everything moving and maintain that flow so that you're getting the bad stuff out. But also an enzyme helps break down your food so that your body can absorb the nutrition that you're giving it, and thus not be wasting your food. So absorption and digestion. Another huge thing is your probiotics. So get yourself a really good probiotic that you can take at night. Probiotics will build up the gut and build up the immune system. So that's both of those are really, really important, among other things. So a probiotic is really great to take at night. If you've ever tried taking a probiotic and it makes you gassy, then try taking it at night right before you go to bed. Next thing I would take is a vitamin C. Get yourself a really good vitamin C and at least take 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day. Vitamin C is really good to keep out the free radicals. It's the anti-aging vitamin. It's really good for your immune system and so many more things. So vitamin C is definitely something I take every day. Vitamin C, you want to make sure you're getting it from a whole food source. You can either eat a lot of the whole foods, cherries, oranges, all these things that have really high vitamin C. If you're wanting to go a supplement route, go look on your supplement label and make sure that it does not say ascorbic or ascorbate acid. That vitamin C is a synthetic vitamin C. Your body doesn't recognize that when it comes in, but it can also sap and absorb your natural vitamin C from your system. So you're actually doing more harm than good that way. You want to make sure there are vitamin C's that are from rose hips, oranges, cranberries, things like that, and you're going to see a whole food source on the label. So that's the vitamin C that you're going to want to be looking for. So really, really important to cleanse, add in fasting, drink enough water. All these things are really, really good to maintain a high vibration lifestyle and to not add those things back into your life that bog you down. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, just comment below. I'll have the links below the video on vitamin C if you want to read more on that. Also, Make the Switch page that you can start making switches in your lifestyle to like not eating out of cans as much, or switching out your cookware so you're not adding back in the heavy metals after you've done a heavy metal cleanse. So, and things like that. So if you want to be checking out the Make the Switch page, all those things will help you live a high vibration lifestyle, one thing at a time. Thanks, guys.